welcome back to another episode of the Common Sense Experience, featured only on the Black Podcasters Network. This is episode number 51. If you haven't checked out the last episode, episode 50, be sure to head over to Facebook, Black Podcasters Network. Check it out over there. You can also find the podcast, The Common Sense Experience, on iTunes and iHeartRadio as well. But nonetheless, I'm Chuck. I'm here with my brothers, Amir, Hov, and Pete. What's going down, fellas?
Mic check 1 2. What is this? Good, fellas.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, mother suckers? What the fuck is going on, yo,
man? Yeah, man. We're back for another episode, man. Like we know, last week we had episode 50. We covered a lot of shit. I'm really looking forward to today's show, man. We're gonna cover a lot of shit, man. Yeah, man. You know, before we get started, you know, brother, I just want to say, man, like I really appreciate the work that we're doing, and not necessarily the work, but also the topics that we're covering, because a lot of shit that we talk about, you know, our slogan is you won't find this shit on other networks and other shows, some of the shit that we talk about. And it's important that we're continuing to spread this message, enlighten people, say, hey, you know, this is a lot of this shit that's going on in the world, man. We need to wake the fuck up, because a lot of people are still sleeping, man. And, you know, Pete, you said it, man, when I told you I've read that Marcus Garvey autobiography, man. Like that shit, like it shifted me, right? And then after that, I read the Booker T. Washington joint. And after that, I read the Malcolm X joint. And just reading all that shit, man. Like, and we'll get into it during the show. You know, it may come up, but the Malcolm X shit alone, man. Like these niggas let jealousy break that shit up, dog. Like end of the day, that's what it was, like just jealousy. And that shit was crazy, man. But let me digress, because we got a long show already. So
yeah. I was ready to rebuttal, but I'm like, I'm gonna chill, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna digress.
You see a lot. You see a lot of the downfalls be like the same situation amongst the leaders. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. Like that's the hump us as a people got to get over. Yeah. You know what I mean? But can we though?
Yes,
nah, let's not talk about it. We can. We chill. Let me tell you show yet, my nigga. That's a whole other show.
All right, Amir, let's get it popping, player.
Oh, man. As always, people out there, though, your mama. No, I'm joking with you. But, yeah, man, we're going to put on a great show here, man. You know, Common Sense Experience, Black Podcasters Network. You know, as always, before we go ahead and start off the show, though, you know, start off with the topics, though, you know, we got to, you know what I'm saying, though, go to my boy Pete, you know what I'm saying, though, and my boy Chuck, and, you know, they're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, though, you know, what's on their mind and, what, you know what I'm saying, though, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in this world, though, that, you know, that has them a little, for better lack of a word, perturbed. So, without further ado, start off the show, Brother Pete, man,
yo.
Damn it. What the fuck is grinding your goddamn gears, man?
Pete gang. So it's been an interesting week, man, for some content. You know what I mean? And recent R&B singer came out the woodwork and spoke his mind. Jay Holiday had some words recently on the Grammys and on the state of R&B music. And matter of fact, I think my brother Chuck got the clip for me. If you don't mind playing it real quick before we discuss it a little further, play that Jay Holiday clip.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
Yeah, I'm putting on right now.
So apparently, man, the black men still losing to the women. I get it. No disrespect. I was raised by a woman. I have 2 older sisters, man. I have absolute all respect for black women. But with that being said, understand this, man. Black men, African-American men, men from the hood, we go through everything to make sure that who we care about are taken care of. We don't swing our dicks around. We don't do all this bullshit to be seen. I could be that nigga over here fucking niggas up. I know a whole bunch of little bitch ass niggas that sing that I could call their ass the fuck out, but I don't. And understand this. I got daughters, man. Cardi, Beyonce, SZA, all y'all motherfuckers, stop using that fucking pain to make it okay to say some bullshit on your record and get nominated for a Grammy for going through some bullshit. Because so have I, as a black mother.
So, yeah, good looking out, Chuck. Good looking out. So, of course, after that video came out, the jokes flew. The Beehive came through and shut shit down. Charlamagne had his donkey of the day, I believe Thursday, and
Charlamagne is also with the Beehive.
Yeah, he is. He calls himself Pinkett Smith Winfrey Noah Carter, some shit. I don't know. It's kind of fruity, but this is my situation. Like, you know me, I like to peel back the layers of the onion to dive deep within the message, and within that, I kind of felt like he had a point, but just didn't deliver it quite as well. Like the Grammy, the whole thing for the Grammys this year is the year of the woman. Now I don't know if that's really what they're trying to do, or if that's just like an agenda with what's been going on within the world lately. You know, it seemed like it's been like a gender war, and you know, men versus women and everything like that. And I feel Jay Holiday had a point, because a lot of the SZA, don't get me wrong, all these people are gifted and talented to make dope music. SZA had a dope album. Beyonce, the Lemonade album, was cool. Like, the music was dope. But at the end of the day, it had one thing in common, man. It was either bashing men or, you know, talking about being a side chick. You know what I'm saying? And I think Jay Holiday was just talking about how there's other lanes, there's other musicians who's making other type of music, and it's not just that. It's not just the Cardi B's. It's not just the SZA's Weekend Lovers. You know what I mean? It's not just the stripper turned rappers. It's not just the women getting cheated on and making music. It's other forms of music out there, and I feel like if you're gonna keep beating people in the head and keep saturating folks with one type of lane, then that turns their minds onto something like, well, fuck niggas. All niggas are fuck niggas. All black men are trash. You know what I mean? So then you got these arguments and these social media wars, and it adds to the agenda of what they, you know, Khaled talked about they, and what they trying to do, and that's to continue to separate us as a people. And I just feel Jay Holiday didn't really articulate that enough, but he kind of had a point, man. It's just like, it's SZA, with every SZA making a Weekend Lover, there's a Layla Hathaway making some dope ass music with Robert Glasper and Erykah Badu. For every Cardi B, there's a Raspity, there's a Jean Grey. You know what I mean? There's a woman that's spitting and going hard with theirs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I felt like the message was lost because everybody wanted to get their jokes off about, you know, the old R&B nigga from 09 talking shit, and, you know, he ain't relevant and blah, blah, blah. But I kind of think you had a point, man. I would like to get y'all boys' opinions on what y'all thought about it. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know. Maybe Charlamagne is right. I just felt, you know, Jay Holiday was trying to make a point that could have been made better, but he had a point nonetheless.
It's true. Like, it's like the like I used to, they said it's the year of the woman. It's like everybody's scoring. Everybody's scoring now. Now everybody's scoring. And like music is great music comes from pain. That's a given and a fact. We've proven that, like what I'm saying. But like I do think he could have said it better, but I understand what he was saying. Like, this is true. Like, we black men already done had it fucking hard. And we always getting beat down by the outside. So now it comes to the point where we getting beat up at home and shit. Like, we got our kids listening to this shit or blasting it on the radio, your girl, your wife, whatever, playing it and shit like that. Like, they try to demean the black man since we've been in this fucking country. And now it's a whole different narrative because there's a musical tone under it. It's like the year of Me Too. Like, all right, you scorned, you done got touched, and this, like, not even to disrespect nobody that has happened to. But it's just, black man once again is under fire, and millions are being made off of it. When a lot of you motherfuckers are really going home and hugging up with your dude, well, baby, you know that wasn't even about you.
Right.
And shit with some lame shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So I fully understand it, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I dig it, Jay. Man, that was a great response. Before my other two brothers chime in, I just want to say, like, even while you was explaining the response, we had a point where we got to keep putting emphasis on, like, now black women, we love y'all, we this, we that. Now understand, I'm not dissing y'all. We had a point where we can't express ourselves without a fucking disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part. And I'm like you said, music does come from pain. And I don't think like I said, Jay Holiday could articulate it a little better, but I don't think he's talking about the pain music. I think his frustration is more so at the media, who's covering the music, who's picking these, who is the Grammy committee that's picking this music, which probably is all white people that don't know no better anyway. Like, you know, it's a couple albums that's not even being considered Grammy nominated, and that's fucking crazy to me. And I think that's crazy to him. He's just saying it's other genres of music out here. We're not saying don't talk about your pain, ladies. We're not saying don't express your feelings. Just understand that black men go through it too. We may not go through what y'all go through. We may not, you know, see the shit that y'all see. But before we come out the womb, before our mothers fucking birth us, we depicted as an evil black nigga who hurts other people, who's only out to be mean and subjective and boom, 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 hits on chest, and that's just not the case. My bad, Chuck and Amir. I know y'all want to add some shit to it.
No, you're good, man. You're good, man. So when I first watched the video, I'm like, okay, what is he trying to say? Like, I know he's saying something, and I think I even posted in the chat, like, all right, well, what is he trying to say? Because I had a hard time understanding what he was trying to actually say. I had to watch it a couple of times before I kind of zeroed in on what he was talking about. But, you know, I agree. You know, he's trying to say something, but you're right, he could have articulated or said it better. But you're right. I mean, the Cardi B, like, why is she so highly esteemed? Right, her music is trash. You know, why are these artists at the top of the role models that our young daughters look up to, young kids look up to? Right, we don't have any modern day Angela Davises. Right, like I would want my daughters to look up to Angela Davis before Cardi B, Beyonce, any of these motherfuckers. Right, and you know, I don't know, man. It's and Pete, you alluded to it a little bit earlier. You talked about how some of the albums that we feel and know that should be nominated for Grammys aren't being even considered. It's because you already said, like, we know who's running the shit, right? They select what they select what music gets to considered. Hey, this is worthy of listening to. But now, you know, Cardi B has a Grammy. What? How? How the fuck do you have a Grammy? So it's some peculiar times we're living in, man. It really is, and because we don't have control of the media, whatever image is out there is the image that the kids are going to pick up. Like I feel sorry for us when we get older, because the kids today are this is the shit that they're looking forward to. Like, these are the artists, these are the movies, this is the different type of TV shows that they're being exposed to now. And these are the people kids that are going to be running the world in the next 20, 30 years. So, yeah, I like what Jay Holiday was saying, but like I said, he could have definitely said it in a different way.
Yeah, I did the perspective, man. Amir, man, your thoughts. I know you got some thoughts, brother.
First of all, I just want to start off and say that you mentioned something about the Grammys. I think it's Kendrick, Jay-Z, Childish Gambino, Bruno Mars, and Lorde, who was a white woman. So they're white men. It's 4 black men and a white woman. How do you feel about that? It's the worst porno come to life. Beyond that, Teddy, we have to seriously get to a point, man, to where we go ahead and we really. Like I said, man, I've said before, man, somebody has to lay their sword down. It becomes this bickering battle and trying to prove who's wrong. The enemy has done a great trick in having black men blame black women and black women blame black men on our current state of chaos between us as how we relate to one another. And, you know, like I said, somebody has to lay their sword down. I appreciate what Jay Holiday said. There obviously are points that he made that are great, but I think, and I understood where he came from, but it has to come to a point where you say, listen, man, we always say we talk all the time. That's all we do is talk. And no, we don't. We bicker. We argue. We try to embarrass one another. We try to figure out who's this and who's that. And we're all in the wrong. We're all fucked up though. And the problem is we point the finger at who's to blame to one another, and really, the person who is to blame just sits back and watches us do that. The architect just sits back and watches us go through, and you know what I'm saying though, and all we're doing is just helping to build it. But this is the blueprint, the base. You know what I'm saying though of what it really is though, which is what the enemy wanted in the first place though. So although I see where he's coming from, again, it's always going to be, well, he's saying this, so now the woman are going to say, well, niggas ain't this and niggas ain't that and this and that and that, and then it becomes a back and forth argument of niggas, of trifling niggas versus ain't shit bitches, and that gets us nowhere. That gets us still here. And so to black women, we're not your enemy. We're not your enemy. We're not. We don't own shit. So if you're being exploited and being looked at a certain way, understand it ain't coming from us. We might be the ones on TV saying the shit, but the ones who control the strings are the ones who control the narrative. Who do you get mad at more, Pinocchio or Geppetto? So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. We don't own BET. We don't own YouTube. Oh shit. Everything we own is everything we have is only a subsidiary of something else that owns us.
Yeah, that's because we're trying to.
So they're the ones putting out the narrative about y'all as far as angry black women. Yeah, Tyler Perry has his shit though. Let's go to Tyler Perry and look back. Tyler Perry might put out some shit, or let's say, I don't know, Cash Money put out some shit, or this person put out some shit, or Lil Wayne says some shit, or this shit, or whatever though, or Kodak Black says black women, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't like dark-skinned women, he likes light-skinned women, and Lil Wayne as well. Who owns them? Who owns Lil Wayne and them? Universal. Cash Money, Universal. They put out that content. They allow him. Because trust me, Lil Wayne isn't allowed to say that he doesn't think white women are pretty. Trust me, Universal gonna cancel that real quick. But they don't got a problem with him saying that about black dark-skinned women. That might be Lil Wayne's viewpoints, or it might not be. It might just be, you know what, this can sell. So they say fuck it. He just says fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not saying he's excused from his responsibility or anything like that, though, but that's what it is. And the same thing for black men as far as what black women do. They make sure that gets out there. And when you do say something on other networks they don't necessarily control, quote unquote, they'll shut down your Twitter, your Facebook, or things of that nature. So we know what time it is, though, man. We have to go ahead and be aware of who the actual enemy is, though, and get to a point to where we actually have a conversation, get our feelings out on the table, though, and then really join together, though, as a whole. That's my thoughts on it. Sorry for being long-winded.
You hit it on the nose, man. Shit, I dig the perspective, fellas. Yeah. And that's Granny Gibbs, man. Amir, what we got, man?
Oh, well, shit. Before we go ahead and go into these topics, we got to start off. We got to go ahead, though, and, Brother Chuck. Man.
Oh, yeah. Brother Chuck.
What the fuck? The fuck is on your mind, nigga?
All right, so as we were actually talking and believing that, like, it's weird because I'm sitting here reviewing or watching the video or clips of it because they got the subtitle, so don't need an audio for it. But there was a speech given by activists, black women activists. Her name is Tamika Mallory. Amir, I think you posted it and tagged it. Pete and Ho, I don't know if y'all boys saw it. She was at some rally and she was talking about black women sticking together, white women sticking together. And
was it the Women's March?
I think so. It may have been.
Oh Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I got you, Chuck.
Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, it was women's march. And Pete, you said it earlier, like this is supposed to be the year of the woman, quote unquote, whatever that means, right? Whatever the fuck, whatever definition these motherfuckers are giving that shit. This is the year of the woman, whatever, however you define it. But I was watching the video, and I had mixed feelings around it. Like it, and it could be because I'm a black male, I'm not a woman, whatever the case. But I just felt something was missing, and I felt that they're highlighting, of course, it's media, so they're highlighting this separation of women and then everybody else, rest of the world. Like women are on their own island, but now you have this black woman, Tamika Mallory. She's giving this quote unquote powerful speech calling Donald Trump an asshole, and they highlight, when she said that, everybody went crazy on all that stuff, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, really? like he's been called worse by worse people. Like he's been called racist, scum of the earth. He's been called all types of shit. So I feel like that what they're trying, and we see what the fuck is going on, but I feel like what they're trying to do is, I don't know, man. It's when they want to push an agenda, they're going to push the hell out of that shit. They're going to try and manipulate somebody's speech or what somebody said, and they're going to blast it all over social media and whatnot. So I don't know, if I just felt like in my opinion that this speech was pointless. I'm just being, I just felt it was pointless. There was no strategy outside of her saying, hey, white women, we need you to go with us to the polls. Like, that's how you show your support for us.
Hey, that right there, the only thing I kind of disagree with you on, Chuck, is to say the speech was totally pointless. I don't think it was all pointless. Yeah. Because I do give her props for calling out the white women who did vote for the motherfucker. Like the march, the women's march is not for us. It's not even for black women, for real. You know what I mean? So why is black women there in the first place? I have no clue. When they can have their own march, but I do give her props for pointing out the fact that white women did vote for Trump. Yeah. That white women did vote for the pedophile dude in Alabama. Like, white women, y'all are a big fucking problem. So I do give her props for saying that. Why was she there in the first place? I have no clue. Maybe that was her agenda to spew at the white women, because white women don't get enough backlash for the fuck they do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, in real talk, white women are the motherfucking keys behind the back part of the piano that's moving the fucking movement to shit on us as the people, period. You know what I mean? So I do give her props for that part, but everything else, I do feel you on.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. Like, she did call white women out and saying, hey, you failed us. You voted for Roy Moore. Roy Moore. He's a known pedophile and sexist and all other stuff. And motherfuckers voted for Donald Trump, and we know his fucking background and his history. So. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. It was just something about this video that just kind of rubbed me. And this may be small. It may be stretching it, but like, if I'm looking, like right now, I'm looking at the video, and obviously the black woman Tamika's right there, but then you see like a small portion of a white woman's head standing right behind her. Like, I don't know. Like, this the camera angles. Like, I don't know, man. That shit to me is just it's kind of fishy. Like, why is that the camera angle that's being highlighted at this point in time? I don't know. That could be stretching it.
It's a white. No, you're not stretching it. It's a white women's merch. Like you said, Tamika ain't supposed to fucking be here. She ain't get invited. White feminists don't fuck with black women. You know what I'm saying? But,
it's a white women's march. Tamika ain't supposed to be there.
She's not. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta remember, these the same bitches that wore pink hats saying he can grab me by the pussy. You know what I mean? Like, it was funny. I don't know if that boy took to it. Donald Trump endorsed the fucking march, and then a white woman tweeted back, this march is about you anyway, so why are you endorsing it? Because, bitch, y'all voted for him. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So if Tamika was there to infiltrate some shit like yo, this is y'all fucking fault, I commend y'all. You ain't had to go there anyway. We don't need the motherfuckers for validation. I don't know why we keep trying to validate these people.
True.
And another thing, I know I'm going off on a tangent, and I apologize. I know you got shit to get to. I really wish, and you know, some of y'all do it too. I be getting on my brothers like, yo, stop sharing this Donald Trump shit. We as the black people don't need to share nothing. I don't give a fuck how negative light it is. We shouldn't talk about Trump on no social media networks at all, because that's what the fuck they want. Posting can you believe Donald Trump did this? He's a racist. Y'all can't see? We already know what the motherfucker is. He showed it to us back when Tupac told us about him. We know about this motherfucker. It's the rest of the world that pretend that they don't know. So us as a people need to stop sharing the bullshit, the funny shit, the memes, the dumbass quotes he make when he don't make sense. Them talking about Agrabah thing and it's a real place in Saudi Arabia when it's really from fucking Aladdin. Like, we don't need to post none of that shit, man. We need to stop putting a light on this motherfucker, period, bro. Period.
Yeah.
Page it over. I'm sorry.
Well said.
Well, I heard the sister Tamika say, there were some things that I love that she said, and it reminds me, because there is parts of her speech that was, I don't know if y'all remember when Common and John Legend spoke at the Oscars. Common said some very I'm trying to be accepted by white people speech. The brother John Legend spoke about mass incarceration. That part wasn't really played as much or really talked about as much as the Common part was. Now, when I say that to say this is that in her speech she did mention some very generic, very expected things within her speech or whatever, though. We kind of knew it was coming. All right, Trump's an asshole. No shit. He's racist. White women don't give a shit. But what she also said was coming at white women about how they don't support black women. And I think that was the message of it, the meat and potatoes of it. Because it was very important that she said that then to them. Like, look, yes, I'm a woman, but I'm black. I'm women. Y'all support us as black people. And she was saying that in her message, in her speech, if you go back and listen to it. And that was the main reason why I shared it. The Trump stuff and all that stuff was, I wouldn't even have paid no attention to even share it if she would have said that, because for what? But the fact that a black woman stood there didn't make it seem like it was this whole solidarity thing that they try to do. We're all women, and no, she was like, no, listen, hold up, fuck that. Hold up. Yes, I'm a woman. I have ovaries, and she can, and bear children and has a period. But I'm also a black person too. Casey, a black woman. The same way y'all refer to as white woman. Your nationality, nobody says when they announce you, they say, nobody would ever go to any four of us and be like, yo, man, you're a man black. You are a black man. So how you are identified is your race, nationality first before you are said be a man. You can try to go ahead and have your pride and say, I'm just a man, being a man. You can have an OJ moment. Okay. But you are black first. That's how you are identified. That is what is asked first. Yeah. And so, we have to get to that point. And she mentioned she definitely came at them for not supporting black women's struggles and rights as well, because I think I want to say she mentioned something about Sandra Bland as well, and other black women who have been, abused by the system. Go ahead, Charles, on that.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. No, I was gonna ask a question, but no, I'm gonna save it because that takes us a whole different direction.
Yeah, man. But So that's just, that was the reason why I put it up there. The Donald Trump stuff, those are things that they're going to take out of it to put out there because that's their agenda. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. They're not going to talk about the fact that, whoa, yeah, praise this sister for, praise this black woman for, going ahead and calling us out for the phonies we are. Not gonna... What's going to be talked about is Donald Trump's an asshole. And that's going to be the conversation, And I'm sure they have agents who go onto these pages and make sure that becomes the narrative within the comments. Trust me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Before we go, you got anything you want to say, Chuck? I know you brought the topic, so.
I ain't got it. Actually, I never watched the video, so that's why I'm just laying back listening to y'all brothers talk.
Okay. Chuck?
That's it. Yeah, I just wanted to get, your perspective on it, man. That's it.
Yeah, man, again, I see the point, though. They do try to, hammer this whole Trump, but that's just, again, it's a popularity thing. Trump doesn't care how you feel about him as long as, there's no such thing as bad publicity. You know what I'm saying, though? So when you're in the entertainment business, though, so he doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't.
Trump's been disliked since he's, been known. He's been a heel. This ain't nothing but wrestling to him. He's a heel. He likes that.
Yeah.
This is all it is. That's why he's best friend. That's why he's best friends with Vince McMahon. You know what? And Vince McMahon, I'm sure, teaches him in the background how to be the best heel. That's all he is. I think Barack Obama learned kind of his swag sort of to a degree and certain things on how to speak from like Bill Clinton and Denzel. I think he took both those things and incorporated that within his, if you just watch him. And I think Donald Trump learned a lot from Vince McMahon. If you watch him, just watch him.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think to make that connection, but that makes sense. Yeah.
You think he put Hillary in his cabinet because he liked her? No, bitch. I need to learn some things from Bill. How to talk. Like America, this and that. And then Denzel, learn to walk, learn how to swag. And then, Donald Trump, he's best friends with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon and him are very close. They're probably fucking. Always. All right. I know that can be controversial. Let me take the word probably off.
Damn.
All right.
This man.
All right. First topic here, man. Jesus Christ. You know what brought me to this topic was something kind of petty. I know it's not a big thing, though, but fuck it. We from Buffalo, and we hold on to things that may not be so important, though, in life, as far as, we like to, put our stamp down that we're one of the best food places in the world. By the way, top 3 by National Geographic in the world, Buffalo food.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to that. But what brought me to this question I'm going to ask is, I see a lot of you fucking Buffalo Patriots fans.
Oh,
where the fuck that come from? How the fuck does that exist? Now listen, let me be fair. If you are born, let me go 93, 94, something like that, 95, and beyond, okay, because I don't really hold you. I don't hold you to the same standard, so to speak. You're still full of shit. You're still fucked up. But I don't hold you to the same standard. But you motherfuckers that's 92 and back that are Patriots fans, I gotta say it, you dick riding sons of bitches. How? How the fuck are you? Listen, if you want to say, listen, I can't hate on Tom Brady. The man is great. I don't think so. The man's a fucking cheater. Teams are cheaters. But if that's what you want to say, cool. But if that's what you want to say, I'm not even gonna sit there and argue with you about that or whatever, though, because I don't have the time for it. But to be a fan, to be rooting for Buffalo people here to actually root for the Bills to not win. I mean, it's unbelievable. But it brought me, going off of something that petty and something that really, in hindsight, is not really not important at all. You know what I'm saying? For us, it's the world, because, Buffalo, we're beer, wings, and football. So we are. And slamming people through tables, though, during our tailgates. But in all seriousness, though, it brought me to loyalty. Such a used word. Everybody keeps it 100. I just put a stat up that sometimes I keep it 75. Nobody keeps it 100 all the time. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, if you've lied in your life, there's no way you have a 100 average. It's impossible. Even if your intention was good, you lied. So you didn't keep it 100. You know what I'm saying, though? So, we all fall short of the glory of God. But loyalty is such a thing that's used these days, though. I'm loyal, though, and people fuck me up and this and that, though. You see their stats or whatever, though. It's like, man, if you're losing that many friends, maybe you're not as loyal as you think you are. But, beyond my petty, I'm going to ask y'all, man. I guess I'll start with Brother Hove and then go to Chuck and then Pete. I'll go to, Chuck and then Pete. So, what is loyalty to y'all? And at what circumstance or whatever, though, is your cutoff point to who or what you're loyal to? Go ahead, Brother Hove.
Fuck shit. You can't be loyal to fuck shit. Fuck shit or fuck people.
I like that. I like that start off.
It's the reality of it. Like, because it happens even to people that's been friends for years. You just start to see them sudden changes and little slight shit that be going on, and it takes you back. When you have to question yourself, is this person really my friend? Or whatever thing I'm being loyal to, is this really for? If that creeps in your head time and time again after interacting with that person or whatever institution it may be, it's time to start, thinking of other options to get the fuck out of it. Like how you came with keep it 100 all the time, you might keep it a 75. It's hilarious, but it's in all actuality true. It's fucking true. And the psychological level to break the shit, it's fucking true. Nobody is 100% down for every single cause of every single person. Might be 99.999, but it may be that little bit of one. Because we're human beings. Our minds change, thoughts change, things evolve, things degrade. And so you're not going to keep it a buck or 100 or 1,000 all the way through every single time. But you have a person like that in your corner if they let you know that and explain to you why.
Before
you stay loyal.
My bad.
No, you got it.
And I wanted to ask this, though, before y'all go ahead, though, so just kind of throw this out, though, to maybe go ahead and furthermore I got to this question, though, and go ahead and throw this question to you, Hove, and then y'all go ahead and answer off of this as well, too. Do you think a lot of times, more times or not, you are loyal to things based off of the expectation of you or the expectation people have of you?
Great. That's fucking awesome. No, I would be, in my case, you got to be loyal to yourself first and honest with yourself first, and you hold yourself to that, because that is what the people in reality, that's what you're putting out into the world. So you got to be true with yourself and be loyal to yourself first to be able to even have a conversation for a motherfucker to become loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, we all go in steps as people. Like, when we all met, it was, hey, yo, what's going on? What's up? And then it grew into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, you had your trajectories, and you follow through, you keep going through, and that's how you become friends and shit like that, and best friends. And if you go to relationships and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It goes, but you got to be honest and loyal to yourself first, because if you can't do that, you're fuck shit. Like, that's it, in my opinion.
I got you. And that is, I would guess that that's what I believe is what it's supposed to be. I just the reason why I asked that question is I feel like a lot of times we tend to do things, even when we grow, we tend to regress sometimes with certain things based off of other people of where they're at or where their expectation is of us, whether that's a high expectation or even a low one. So that's the reason why I asked that one. And we can cover that a little bit more though. But I want to go ahead and get to Pete, and then Chuck. You go ahead and answer after that. Or Chuck or Pete, I forgot whatever one you want to answer.
Who's ringing the bell?
All right. Let me get some direction here. All right, let me go ahead and get some direction. Go ahead, Chuck, man. Go ahead, Chuck. Then Pete, you go, man.
Oh shit, that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, I agree with the loyalty piece that you talked about, where you're not going to be 100% loyal to an idea, person, whatever. Like you said, 99.999%, but it's not going to be that 100%. And when we're talking about like being loyal, like there's a certain level of trust that we're instilling into this idea, this person, or whatever we're being loyal to. To give an example, of course Malcolm X, when he was in prison, that's when he was introduced to the Nation of Islam. He came out and he was Elijah Muhammad's top minister. Malcolm X was, I would say, he was that 99.9999% loyal to Elijah Muhammad, because he even said that he would have took a bullet for Elijah Muhammad, even after all the accusations as far as Elijah Muhammad sleeping with all these different women and getting a bunch of girls pregnant. He was still at that point loyal to Elijah Muhammad. And it wasn't until he found out that Elijah Muhammad may have put an order out or a hit on his life when he had to reevaluate that, right? So for him, it had to get to that extreme in order for him to say, all right, well, let me digress. I can't be loyal to this motherfucker anymore, because he's putting hits out on me for me to die. And that makes sense, right? Because you said, like, that's like our natural instinct is to survive, right? So we're not going to be loyal to a motherfucking a band of snakes that are coming toward us. Nah, they gonna fucking kill us, right? We can't be loyal to that shit. Even when it comes to relationships, like loyal to our kids and to our spouses and whatnot, or girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever. If at a certain point in a relationship you see that your loyalty or trust is being taken advantage of, at what point do you digress and say, all right, well, obviously they're taking my loyal for granted. Obviously they're using my loyalty to their betterment, but to my detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are loyal to jobs. Some people, and like 99.9% loyal to jobs, working 80-hour weeks, while yet they don't ever see their family.
Exactly.
Right? Or some people are completely loyal to a particular lifestyle, knowing that this particular path is going to lead to their destruction. And then if they switch up, they can go the opposite direction. But because they're loyal to that particular direction of lifestyle, whatever, their ultimate end is going to end up not in their favor. So I don't know, man. I think loyalty is one of those things, man. We have to be strategic and selective in who and what we're loyal to, because it takes a lot of time, energy to be loyal to that. Like, we're our brothers, right? So we're loyal to each other. Like, we've known each other for years, right? Somebody else, somebody new wants to come into the crew. Like, oh, okay, whoa, who are you? Right? What's your background? What you doing here? Right? Because you knew, right? You know what I mean, like eventually they may get in. We may find out that they're cool, but like, there's gonna be some resistance, and that's how it should be with anything, right? You working on the business, and somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, yo, what you doing?" Like, yo, are you going to be as loyal to this business as I am? Like, that's the question you have to ask. Like, that, are you going to be as loyal to the relationship as I am? Because if not, then let's not even get into it. Because eventually, somewhere down the line, this shit ain't gonna work. So that's So that's just my spiel on the loyalty piece.
Oh man, and you're right though, man, and it is, especially when you have someone that you're looking up as someone that is, a deity, such as Malcolm X looked up to Elijah Muhammad. is, and there's quite a few people that have said that are, sort of, I guess, quote unquote, speak B-list or C-list celebrities who say they don't want to meet the people they look up to a lot because they don't want to be let down. And so it is, a thing. I think a lot of times people don't, even when it comes to not even just with, people that look at celebrities, even with, their parents or grandparents, they don't, they hear something about them. It's like, hey man, I heard back in the day, what I'm saying, though, your grandmother used to get around. My grandmother, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. And then you find out and you're crushed, and it's like, well, that was a human being.
Yeah, grandma's human. Grandma's human.
You might have popped that pussy at one point in time. Niggas, don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful to me, though. But like some people just get mad at finding out. They'll get mad at people. You know what I'm saying, though, just because they found out somehow. You know what I mean? Even not in a disrespectful way. And it's like, nigga, you gotta grow up. You're gonna be disappointed a lot. Like people fuck up, and that's why I brought the whole expectation living up to, because a lot of people repress or whatever, or holding to a lot of things though because of that though. And go ahead, Chuck, and then Pete, my bad.
You're right, and you're right, because people do put people on pedestals, right? And it's crazy. And especially like even down to, like I said, our grandparents, right? My grandfather, he used to be a Rastafarian back in Jamaica, right?
He was rude boy.
Rude boy. He used to be a rude boy back in Jamaica. But, he was married to my grandmother for 50 years before she passed in 2003. And they came to find out that he got some chick pregnant when he went to England. This is about halfway into their marriage. Like, when we found out, I'm like, right, well, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? He's a grandfather, he's a pastor, but he's human. We're fucking human. Stop putting these people on these fucking pedestals. Right. The president's a fucking human. Beyonce's a fucking human. Jay-Z's a fuck. We bleed. We maybe look different on the outside.
The president is not human.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we don't know what the fuck he is.
This nigga's an ogre.
We don't know what the fuck he is. But yeah, if you cut everybody, we all gonna bleed the same color at the end of the day, man. Like I really hate, and I'm still guilty of it. So I still put people on pedestals. Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, we got to stop putting people on these pedestals. I don't give a fuck. You're talking about the highest of the fucking Queen of England. I'm pretty sure she got some motherfucking sins that she still does to this motherfucking day.
Does their good far outweigh their bad? And what is their bad? You know what I'm saying, though? Like, you could have fucking donated $100 million to a fund, but if I find out you're out here raping, I don't give a shit about that money. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your bad? And then does your good far outweigh your bad? And that's how you judge people. You know what I'm saying? Though, like, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to fucking get mad at somebody who fucking does all this charity work and is a great person and gives great advice and stuff, and then one time he punched his woman in the face? No. Fuck no. He had a moment. Not a fucking abuser. He had a moment. It happens. Shit. Punched this girl April in the face when I was in kindergarten. I'm going to be holding to that.
You remember her name.
She took my shit. She took my shit. I hated her.
You remember her name, though, bro?
That was because I saw her face and I realized it was wrong at that time, though. But you know, at that point in time, shit. She's a, you know. Shout out to April, man, in kindergarten. Okay, at Hurley, but I hauled off. I did, man. I was 6. I remember that, man. Oh, she took my shit. She took her shit back. Excuse me. Took her shit back from me that I took from her, and I punched her in the face. Yeah, that's the bastard I was in kindergarten. So yeah, I mean, shit. You know what I mean? People make mistakes, and even if I was 26, like, are you gonna hold somebody for their life if you find out they did wrong because you had a idea of them that, you know what I'm saying, that you made? A lot of people make up their own ideas of who you are.
Yeah.
True. So Pete, My bad, man. I know you. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, man. Real talk, man. Loyalty ain't nothing but an L-ass track Kendrick Lamar did with sexy-ass Rihanna, man. He was bad as fuck. That's what loyalty is in 2018, man.
Yeah.
Everything, loyalty, love is emojis now. You know what I mean? It's popular to say that.
Yo, Pete, can you say that one more time, brother? Please say that one more time.
This is another form of emojis, man. Love, loyalty, brother, sister, sis. Everybody is sis. You know what I mean? This is another form of emojis, man. You know, it's sum it up, if you. It's like Jay says, it's fuck shit, man. If you the type of motherfucker that say some shit about me to somebody else and you can't say it to my face, why are we friends? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit, and be careful what and who you are loyal to, man. Loyalty ain't always, the definition of loyalty is a strong feeling of support or allegiance. You know what I mean? Allegiance and support is like, if you ain't doing both, if you just allegiance to the motherfucker, he can lead you the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be able to be loyal to yourself first, take care of yourself first, and be honest with yourself first, and then everything else should just be cool. Like, life is a bitch as it is, yo, so you gotta pick and choose what you give your energy to nowadays, and me being 33, I'm still trying to learn that shit, bro. And I hope I ain't lose too much time. But it's just like, you got to be honest, man. If we can keep it real and be honest with each other, that's what it is. A brother, a best friend ain't always going to agree to shit. Y'all going to fight. Y'all going to have disagreements. I'm going to tell you shit you don't want to hear, but I feel like you need just because I love you and I want you to be good. And I hope you will have the same love for me. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it all boils down to, like Jay said, fuck shit, man. You either real or you're not. You can't, like Amir said, you can't be loyal to two guys, man. Like, it's one or the other. That's just plain and simple. That's common sense. Welcome to the Common Sense Experience, ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
That's my answer.
Yeah, man, those are all great answers, man. Like you said, though, man, that, you can't be loyal to fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Those whole, Peter alluded to, about your response, and then, you just be true to yourself. Be true to yourself, man. And if you find yourself, because there comes a point, you find yourself asking yourself, who the fuck have you become? And you've probably compromised too much to get to where you're at. And that means that whatever you have is not going to be sustainable because you're not yourself. And you have to have that base of what God made you to be and who you are. And so if you lose that much of yourself, or you're asking yourself literally, who the fuck am I? And I think there comes a point in that, not even just in necessarily corruptive things, there comes that at the job you're working at. Like, really? I'm doing this, and this isn't who I am. You know what I mean? Where the fuck, what happened to me? And I think, and you find yourself, you come to a point to where, you're now the dependent person to bring a certain dish to a potluck dinner. You're like, the fuck did I become this person? I'm bringing lentil soup. These fuckers I hate, though, because, you know what I'm saying, though, this is what it is. This is my life now. No, this isn't me. And so I think you have to be true to who you are, though, man. And you know what I'm saying, though. And like Dave Chappelle said, man, on Inside the Actor Studio, name your price. That doesn't necessarily mean money. Name your price, man. What are you willing to go ahead and sacrifice? What are you willing to compromise to get to where you at, though? When that price gets too steep, man, get out.
Mm-hmm.
That's with anything. Get the fuck out. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth your soul.
Abandon ship.
I tell people all the time, I've told my mom to her face, I'm going to die of a lot of things. I'm going to die over a nagging bitch. And I'm not going to die because of the society's standard of what I should be. I looked her dead in the face, said this. And she looked me in the face and said, I believe you. And trust me, mom doesn't say she believes in me. A lot of things. So for her to say that, it means that she knew that. Yeah, she said, no, I know. And so you have to do that, man. It's tough to do. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying that it's something to where you damn near want to fucking, kill yourself for holding yourself to these standards, though. But you have to, man. It's the only way you have life. Is hold yourself to that, though, not what other people try to hold you to. I fuck up sometimes. People fuck up sometimes. My mom fucks up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Though, everybody fucks up. My friends. You know what I'm saying? Though, you know what I'm saying? We have countless conversations. People always say too that, like, if you got something to say it behind. People talk behind your back, even the people that love you. Even the people that love you with good intentions of you. I don't mean like people that love you, but they don't fuck with you. I mean people that love you and fuck with you. So sometimes I talk about your back, behind your back, though, just to go ahead and get an idea of how they should approach you. That happens sometimes. It happens. Everybody, it's not always going to be this perfect idea of what you have in life. This people have to get to understand. Just real talk, man. But all y'all comments though was great. Yeah, all y'all comments was great on that topic. So I appreciate it. So second question. Okay. Fuck. What brought me to this topic was the Monique situation. Saying that she should get paid or she's getting underpaid, and she brought in Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and stuff like that, though. And I don't even want to get all the way into that, but it kind of brought me to this topic, fellas. And I guess start with Chuck, Pete, and then Hove. You can go ahead and answer after that. I'll remember the order this time. All right, fellas. Even if you're good or even great at something, is it a lack of self-confidence or a lack of being a hardworking person to say someone is better? Or do you think that is just self-awareness, though? Maybe you can name a situation that y'all have had, though, or just in general answer that question, though. So, Chuck, you go ahead, and then Pete and Hove answers after that, and I'll answer after you.
Yeah. So what's the question again?
Okay. So what I was saying was that even, like, let's say, saying, though, you're good at something, right?
Yeah.
Or even great at something. Let's say it could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be computer work, it could be cooking, it could be whatever, though. And a lot of times, people will say someone is just better than them, or they'll, they'll say someone is better, and it'll be looked at by other people as because they're so great at it too that they just don't work as hard, or they have a lack of hard work. Like, let's say, for instance, let's say a basketball player might say another basketball player is great, but they're great too. Like, if, for instance, a lot of people cover LeBron, so LeBron might say Jordan is better. They'll say, oh, Jordan, he needs this and that, is because of this and that, or whatever. Or you can use football, any sport or anything in general, period.
Yeah.
And they'll look at that person and say, well, you're great, you just didn't work as hard. Or you're great, and, no, you're lacking confidence. Yeah. And it's like, no, this person is just great. Do you look at that when you see that person just lacks the confidence or lacks the hard work, or do you look at that person as a person that just has a great self-awareness of themselves?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a combination of the two, right? I think there's some level of self-awareness, but I also do believe that there's some people out there who are not living up to their full potential, in whatever area that is. Like, just to give an example, so say, like, all three of y'all boys, y'all lyrically, you guys are fucking amazing. I'm not. So for somebody outside of us to come and say, well, Chuck, you don't work hard enough, you could be just as good as them. First of all, I don't have a desire to do that. Like music is, music is in lyrical and lyrics and shit. That's not my thing. So for somebody to say that to me, they would be misrepresenting my thought process. My thought process
Chuck,
is yeah.
I just want to ask this because again, what you're talking about is someone who lacks necessarily the ability or doesn't have the desire or what have you. But let's say one of us three said, "This person, they're just better than me."
Mm.
Then what would be your response? Let's say, and we all work just as hard, but this person is just better. Would you look at that person and say, you know what, you just don't work as hard as them, or you have a lack of confidence, or would you say, you know what, you just have a good self-awareness of yourself, you're confident in yourself though, but you are able to go ahead and be humble enough to acknowledge this person is better. That was more or less my question. I
got you. Yeah. So in that example where like using one of you brothers, like you acknowledging, hey, James is better than me. Like that's a self-awareness. So I wouldn't come back and say, no, you just don't work. You don't work hard enough, right? You ain't doing your shit. You ain't on your P's and Q's. Like that's not. I don't feel that's my place unless I see that. Like if I'm physically observing where I can see where there's like you're, I guess how it's when it comes down to, let's just say time management, right? Like and especially if this is a skill you're trying to develop, and I say, well, and I see that a person may not be utilizing their time most effectively, then I would say, hey, like, yo, let's redirect some of that energy that you're putting into this project that's not going to help you move forward, and let's cultivate that skill that you have, right? So it wouldn't be more so of a, no, you need to work harder, you X, Y, and Z. It's just like, yo, let's cultivate that skill. While at the same time, you can still acknowledge that this person has good, amazing skill. Like, yeah, this person is fucking amazing. Well, like, and I was come back and say, well, you're amazing too. All right, let's start working on that skill. Let's get it cultivated so we can get to that level where somebody's saying that about you, right? Somebody's gonna be in your same exact shoes, looking up at you and say, yo, I want to be where Pete is. I want to get where Hove is. I want to get where Amir is. Them brothers, they doing their thing.
So Chuck, and you speak like a true Jamaican. What you're saying is, okay, they're great though, but fuck the other side. we need to be great over here.
Ultimately,
I understand you being BC, Chuck. I'm gonna speak for you. I'm gonna be your interpreter.
It may not have come out that way, but ultimately, that's what I'm saying. Let's do us, man.
Because, and I feel you to a degree on that. I was just more, because what brought me to it was like, okay, Monique, you're great, but you know what I'm saying though, you're not Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. No. And can you just acknowledge that you're not? Listen, Monique, you got all these awards. But let's be honest, you got all these awards from one fucking movie. It was a great performance, but you ain't do shit since. Yeah. In the entertainment business, as far as being relevant in that arena, for Netflix to go ahead and offer you near their money. So that's what I was saying. Is it wrong to just humble yourself? Yeah. To that degree, it's like you're not. You might be in a room with Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle, and kill them. But you're not them in that arena, whatever. There's motherfuckers out here who can probably run circles around Jay-Z though, but they can't make an album. Yeah. There's a lot of great rappers who just can't make studio albums. They can't in the studio. They suck. Yeah. That's why they still go ahead and they're 45 still doing goddamn Smack DVDs. I don't know what to say. It's just not them, and that's not a knock. That's just what it is. Yeah. That's their grind. They have to go out and grind. You know what? What's name calls him and says Cat Williams says Dave Chappelle is the best comedian out there, but he also calls himself the king of underground comedy because he makes sure he makes that. I can't. Yeah. Because I can't be right. I need that distinction because I can't do that because I can't No, I'm too raw.
I'm too raw. Lane he chooses to go. Not the lane he chooses to go in.
So, and I appreciate what you said though, Chuck. Though, but I was hearing y'all like Chuck wants to say this. Yeah, I know you're too long. Pete, what are your thoughts, brother? I know you've dealt with so many unloyal motherfuckers. Shout out to the unloyal motherfuckers who have treated Pete like shit. To understand he now has loyal friends though, and we will fuck you up if we see you around him. I just want to say that. Go ahead, Pete.
Nah, but I don't know. Shit. I guess you recognize somebody greater than you. It is what it is. You try to be great just like them though. Like I mean, I think like Royce the 5'9" is one of he's like at the top right now to me. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'll ever will reach that, but it's just like I'm gonna strive for that. It's not niggas ain't scared to strive for that, but I think Monique's situation, she bugging though. Like she did get shitted on. Now don't get it twisted. I'm pretty sure they lowballed her, and she definitely earned some bread. She definitely deserves a better deal than what she being offered.
Yeah, she deserves more than $500,000.
It's like how you going about it is fucking crazy. Like that's and that's fucking up what us as a people is trying to do. But I'm going away from the question. It's just like goddamn niggas, y'all tripping.
Yeah.
You see the other video?
That's the auntie that always talk shit about the family. Yeah.
Man, listen, man, but shit. It doesn't stop you from striving to be great. I guess I don't know if I'm answering the question right. It's just like I don't think that makes you a sucker. Like coming from, especially where we from Buffalo, man. It's like it's a lot of hate, you know. And if you show hate and if you show love, that means you a bitch ass nigga. You a pussy.
Like Dick Ryder and all that dumb shit. Yeah.
All that, and it's not true. Like I mean, like Jay, like nigga Jay know like. We get props, you know, like niggas ain't never heard a West Side Gun until Boys came out, and now everybody a West Side Gun fan. That's like where we from. Like,
that's my man. Yeah, that's my man.
It's just different, man. It's just fucking different, and you know we gotta get past that bullshit too. Like it is what it is. It's cool to show love, but it's also cool to strive to be great too. That don't mean you any less. I just had I was talking to my wife. She's doing the fashion shit. She saw an idea of a crime. Like damn, I wish I could have thought of that. That's a dope idea. And I said to her what you mean? Like you know, no idea. Everything under the sun already been written, but it's cool to freak it how you want to freak it. Like it's cool to have your own idea. It's cool to use that shit as motivation and be like, how I'm gonna do it my way. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm babbling, man. It's just it's corny. It's corny. If you feel somebody great, that's dope, man. If you think you can do better, then do you. But don't use the hate and then the jealousy and the weak way to show emotion, man. It's corny, man. It's corny.
Yeah, man. It's like. Go ahead. I'm bad, Hov.
Well, on the level of greatness, it's the standards you hold yourself to. It is because everybody's not going to be the exact same great. Certain people have a higher skill level or a lower skill level, but you can still be great in your arena and great to yourself. Don't wait for nobody else to call you great. Know that you great yourself. And you know what I mean, actually follow through with that shit. Like on the talents that I have, I do all this clothing shit, music, everything. But I'm more of an introvert and shit like that. So I'm not out there in front of everybody's face shopping my shit. That's not me. So, but I have friends that can do that. Like y'all will spread the word and do shit like that. I'm more introverted. I'd rather just sit in the corner, tinker away at what the fuck I'm doing. Yo, here, great looks, put that out for me and shit like that. And that's the greatness that I hold myself to. I'm happy in my space, and I get accolades from other people without me even realizing it happened. And I'm grateful and I'm proud of it. So if we talk about shit in the Monique way, she's great in her own right. Yo, do your motherfucking thing. But when I don't understand the fucking everybody boycott Netflix, they ain't giving me no fucking money. Like, yo, that's crazy. That's a little bit too extreme. And on the back end, I understand where the thought came from, but it is too much. It's an extreme kind of lane. So when we talk about talents and like how Chuck was saying, like, you know what I mean, you're going to cultivate a person, like, this is your skill. We're going to make that the best shit possible for you. I just don't like the sense of greatness based on others. Yeah. That's what fucks with me. Like, you can strive, oh shit, I gotta level up, I gotta do my shit, but I gotta do my shit like Jay do it. Or I gotta do my shit like Pete do it. I gotta do my shit like Erykah Badu do it, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know your worth, accept your worth, and strive to be the best shit that you can be within your field, your arena, and your everyday fucking life. As I always say, man, when you go to sleep, it's just you and your thoughts. Even if you got somebody next to you, it's you and your thoughts when you go to sleep. And that's what, you know what I mean, you got to work shit out in your own mind at those points in time, man.
I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out. That's about as profound as you can get, man, with all three of the things that y'all said, though, man, because there's so many motherfuckers out here that just, like, if Jay-Z can say that Talib Kweli, that, he wants to be lyrically, speak like Talib, you want to rap like Talib Kweli and Common and these people, that's him recognizing that their greatness. And it isn't dick writing to recognize someone's greatness. Yeah. Now, if you're just on someone's coattails and then, people have to ask, then well, what are you doing? Especially as a man, you have to ask yourself, okay, maybe I'm not dick writing knowingly. Involuntarily dick writing. I'm not even doing shit with myself though. But I'm just, I'm just a fan. You don't want to have that on your tombstone, but it does speak volumes. Like Chris Rock and Kevin Hart, went to a comedy club once Dave Chappelle was performing, and they was sharing notes before he got on stage or whatever. I don't think they even knew he was going on stage. He got on stage, performed, and they said whatever they wrote, they balled it up and threw it away and said, "What the fuck are we even doing?" This is Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? This is Kevin Hart at the height of Kevin Hart and Chris fucking Rock. And they're like, what the fuck are we even doing? So it's something wrong with recognizing, you know what, I'm not that. I'm going to strive to try to be as the best I can be. And maybe I'll get to that point in somebody else's mind. But for me, I'm not that. I'm not that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That isn't you being, you don't recognize or whatever, though. Somebody can go on and, I'm not that. Michael Jackson was a beast. Someone else out there is doing their shit. They're like, you know what? I'm not Michael. Even if they can dance better than Michael, they're like, you know what? I don't have the same energy as Michael to be Michael that consistently. That nigga had a decade. That nigga had 3 decades run.
That's a pretty long time. That's a pretty fucking long time.
That nigga had the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Are you serious?
You're great for 30
years.
Yeah,
fuck you, Michael.
And the same, but niggas gotta think. In the same token, that nigga needed propofol to go to sleep. That's the shit they give you.
Right, and there's a surgery.
I know.
There's a sacrifice. There's a sacrifice of greatness, right?
Yeah.
There's a sacrifice that we talked about earlier.
Right.
There's a sacrifice of greatness that we talked about earlier. That comes with sacrifice. Are you willing? Are you willing? Hope you always say, are you willing to take it here? Because I'm willing to take it here.
I'm willing to take it there.
I'm willing to take it there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can dance this. You might be able to dance just as good and better than me. Are you willing to take it here? Exactly. Are you willing? Like you don't know what Jay-Z has been famous since at least 2000. That's almost 20 years ago. I'm just saying at least. Not to mention, when you're talking about the Hard Knock Life tour, that was 99, 2000? We're talking almost 20 years. Are you willing to take it here?
Reasonable Doubt came out in '96. Reasonable Doubt.
But I'm just saying. I mean, but then he wasn't as.
I feel you.
Right.
I feel you. He was still getting money. That nigga hasn't
right.
been broke since like '94. You know what I mean? That's what I'm just really. But I'm just adding a layer to what you're saying, bro. You know what I mean? It's what you're willing to do. Like that. Yeah. He had a long run.
I'd be tired. Fuck that. I'd be tired. I can't do all of this shit all the time. Like I keep a high level of motivation, but I'd be fucking tired. My consistency. I know my fuck up. That's my consistency, and I'm introverted. I'm cool with that. That's why with the whole foot to neck season, that shit started with me putting the foot to my own fucking neck. Like, no, you got to get your ass up and do what the fuck you got to do. I be tired. It's all coming to consistency and just knowing your own greatness. And take it there.
But also go back. My bad, Amir.
What? No, go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
No. That's why, I just want to pat that shit on the back real quick. That's why I fuck with this show. Even though I'm a part of it, I learn shit, and on top of it, everything circles back to like the main mission of what we trying to do as a people, and that's just trying to be great. Like Jay just said, he was tired. You know what I mean? That should go back to the loyalty of the question you talked about earlier, because us as a crew, you know, the nigga working, and where he slack, that's where we pick up at. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm slacking. Like once I get me a mic, podcast mic, all the shit, I can record freestyles and throw them up on YouTube, nigga. That's me putting my nigga Jay on while he being an introvert. I'm an introvert too, but I'm a rap. I'm a spit. All I want to do is just spit, throw shit on the videos and see what's popping, nigga. And all it takes is one. I'ma still spit. You might not see a lot of shows, nigga, but you will see a lot of videos and shit. And that's where I come in, and the mirror with the writing and the scripts and the motivation. Like that's where it comes back to the loyalty. That's what loyalty is. That's what being loyal is about. That's what being real is about. And then come back to all being truthful to yourself. I just peeled back 80 layers. My bad, y'all. I just had,
Hell yeah, man.
It all comes. It's full circle. That's the like the moral of all of this shit. Everything is full circle.
Yes, sir. Always and forever.
No doubt about it, man. It's yeah, man. Just you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta have. Yeah. Let me tell you something, man. There's family, there's friends, and then there's the people that are on course for what you're trying to do with your life. And those are three different things. You can't choose your family, relatives. Your friends are going to be there though, but they're human as well. They're not always going to be on board with you with everything you do, and you have to also understand that you have to take responsibility for the narrative that is placed about you. People think you're going to give up because you've always given up. You've always been lazy. Everything you do, you quit. You have to take responsibility for that. Now, you can't live in that. So then it comes to the third people that are going to believe in what you're doing. And those always are going to be your family and friends. Matter of fact, the people that know you the most are the people that are going to be like, nah, nigga, you shut the fuck up. they know what you've done.
Cut it out.
You know.
That's another
do the Joey Gladstone. Cut it out.
That was my shit too.
That's just reality. And so you have to go ahead. Oh my God, man! You don't believe in me. Oh God, it's like that. You had 100 ideas last week, and you quit all of them in 2 days. Stop it. And that goes for me. That goes for anybody. You know, it even goes for this show. People are still surprised. You guys are still doing a show? They look at me like, oh my God, you? Really? You know, and you get offended. You can have a moment, but you can't look at them as they're bullshitting on you. They're hating on you. No, time is just yeah. You're right to say that. But yeah, I'm still doing it. They keep it moving. And that's hard to do because you always want to, the people you want to always be like, believe in me. But, nigga. Every instrument, every this and that, and that's what it becomes. You know, everything in life. So that's what we have to. That's what we have to go ahead and go to. I'm gonna go into this third question, whatever though. Try to make it, you know, brief though, but it's a real serious issue. You can't be conscious and coon. You can't be a conscious coon. You got to choose a struggle. Charlemagne the God. I've loved what you said. I've loved the shit you've been on as far as black issues though. But let's be honest here though, man. You can't go ahead and use black issues to go ahead and then have to go ahead and slide in your cooning, so to speak. We're not going to do that. And I understand because who brought me to this question is the beautiful, by the way. Oh, she's stunning. Amara Negra. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Just roll by her joint right now.
Yeah.
Her beauty is ridiculous, but like it's unfair beauty. But
Her feet look rough though.
Right.
Y'all
peep that, right? Y'all peep the Spanish? Y'all peep the Spanish? Is it trying to know the Spanish? Someone's throwing the same shit. Someone's throwing their fishing pole into the pond. But
I man. Look, y'all understand, yo. Immaculate beauty, though.
But what brought me to this though, as Jace, as a brother Jason here puts Amara with Negra in here. She was just recently she's recently on the Breakfast Club though, man, and you know, I know, you know, it's easy to clown someone on Love and Hip Hop, you know, or any of these you know, these shows like that though. But I thought she was bringing up a very important issue about the colorism and that goes on in South Africa. I think a lot of black people here in America don't know about it worldwide. They think it's just the African American issue, but it's not. If you know anything about the transatlantic slave trade, and you know, and black people were sent many places. You know, which is why there's even a black diaspora, however you want to use that word, which is why we have that, because there's black people that have been placed across this world in which we populate heavily, in South America, in the Caribbean, here in America, and obviously in Africa and in Europe, places in Europe. You know what I'm saying? There's a heavy black population in England. And so I kind of want to get your thoughts on the interview itself and how Charlemagne and Envy acted during the interview, in which they were trying to be dismissive of her, and was it fair or foul? And do you think that black people in general really know about really know the depths of the transatlantic slave trade? I guess I'll start with you, Chuck, then Hove, and then Pete. You can answer after that.
Yeah, I did watch the the interview, and I did feel that Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy were sort of questioning her authenticity of identifying herself as Afro-Latina, and it's definitely an issue of colorism, right? We do know that the slaves that were lighter in complexion were treated better than the slaves who were darker complexion. As a matter of fact, they got some of the light-skinned slaves to do some of the dirty work to the darker-skinned slaves, so that way they couldn't say it's not the slave owner. I mean, it's not the slave owner. It's this light-skinned motherfucker. This black light-skinned motherfucker. That's who it is.
Shout out to Barack Obama.
Right. So it's
Did I say something? I'm sorry.
So, I mean, to answer your question as far as the transatlantic slave trade, I want to know a lot of our people do not know anything about it. They don't know the depths of what that did or what that birthed. And, you know, we say it all the time on the Common Sense Experience, man. Like, we have to start educating our kids. Like, people think history is not important to help people move forward. That couldn't be anything further from the truth. History is so important because it outlines shit that already happened. It outlines shit that was done and how particular situations people handled it. And we use that situation, those ideas, those philosophies to help us move forward into the future. Right. So when they were Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy were they were like attacking her. I felt like, I'm just like, damn, why y'all attacking her? Like, she's telling you the struggles that she's dealt with, right? She's telling you what, who was the, her fucking, Young Hollywood, her, I guess her agent, whatever he fucking was, talking about she needs to change her hair up.
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Like, why? That was crazy. Like, why do I need to change my hair? Oh, because I need to fit a certain image of what I'm looking for.
I'm pretty sure he's Rick Ross's side piece.
Damn, man, that's crazy. Right, that's crazy. And and she even she was rocking the fro, and there were questions is that your real hair? Like, why?
That's crazy.
Why are y'all highlighting these particular issues? Like you're questioning the authenticity of her identifying as African as well as Latina. So yeah, man. I was sort of upset at DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God for that shit. Like, I was like, yo, yeah. Particularly Charlamagne the God. Like he's all for this, the black movement and shit and the black empowerment, but that shit was crazy. What he did.
I'm starting to doubt it. He's been back to his little cooning lately.
Yeah.
We got to be careful who we say are woke.
Well, also you got to remember at the same time, like, they don't own the Breakfast Club, so it could be whoever's producing the show. That. Yeah, whoever producing the show. That. Look, we need you to be a little bit controversial on this next episode. Regardless of whether or not he agrees to it. Like, if he doesn't agree to it, then you can't do the interview. But if he agrees to it, then he has to abide by what his owners are saying to him. Like, nah, you can't. Look, for this Amara interview, you got to be a little controversial.
Sounds like somebody shouldn't be clowning Joe Budden, though, because Joe Budden actually has some balls.
Yeah.
Charlamagne the God.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to yeah, and I appreciate everything you just said. Chuck, go ahead, Brother Hove. Your thoughts.
So tell me what happened. So she was on the Breakfast Club, and they were just trying to deny her.
Well, basically, what they were trying to do is like act like what she said had no validity. Like what she was saying about the issues that she was dealing with, in the Hispanic music scene or whatever, though, and entertainment in general had no validity. Or as far as, okay, this happens though, but you're here in America. Like, even with they even try to make something even as reference to the Cardi B situation. It was like, well, Cardi B, she made it or whatever though. First of all, Cardi B's light skinned. Cardi B's not dark skinned. Cardi B looks. Cardi B looks Hispanic. Cardi B looks is light as shit. So, they were just trying to, like, it was like, it felt like they were trying to clown her because of who she was and where she came from instead of what she was saying.
So that's what we were talking about, like the diaspora and everything, about how we were all spread across this fucking world and all that shit like that.
And we picked cotton, but then, the Caribbeans picked, they did the sugar cane. They did all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we had, slavery was everywhere. It wasn't just
everywhere. That was everywhere imaginable.
Right.
That shit is crazy. But it's like, I remember heard Chuck talk about earlier, like teaching the kids and shit like that about like the roots of themselves, like our children, black men, and because that history gets lost far too often. And it's too closely related to be lost and forgotten. Like, these kids is going to keep making the same fucked up mistakes generation after generation, even like talking as a race and in a racial point, if they're not taught the truth about, where they came from and how all of these things happen, because that's how you keep a motherfucker down. You don't give them their history.
Yeah.
As long as you keep depriving them of some shit, it ain't going to happen. They ain't going to know no better.
Yeah.
That's like when we was kids, before we like really learned about I couldn't be no motherfucking slave. Ain't nobody gonna be whooping me. Shit like that.
Yeah.
But you don't know the struggle through that shit. The whole, like, you have to go past with these little bitch-ass books to teach you. You better go over there to Nana little library that she got over there and actually fucking read.
Yeah.
You got to want to, like, with us, like, as parents, we're supposed to teach our kids that. Don't keep these kids in the fucking dark. And that's what it seems like is happening on this grand scale, like, with them coming at her for shit. Like, hold up. Like, you really think, like you said, Charlamagne especially, like, dude, your black ass, you really going, like, you going to do that? You, my guy, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, like, they don't own that show, so they put in that edge, right? Well, you better, shit, you want to keep this job. You know what I'm saying? That shit like that, and it's, you know, and just because it's the fine line of, all right, Afro-Latina shit, like, you know what I mean? As much as these races bicker back and forth, we have too many things in common, more than we have separate. Yeah. And that shit still happens. Like, you know, Buffalo shit, you go on the west side, you know what I mean? Everybody's there, but it's still that middle shit, like ain't nobody pure, we don't fuck with them, we don't fuck with this person, that or that race, shit like that. Like, I went to school on the west side. I'm in love with motherfucking Spanish women, Latin women, all motherfucking day.
Yes, sir. But
they daddy don't like that shit, and I've seen the distaste in their faces when I would be there.
Yeah.
I know that. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Right. And it's like it boxes you in. It's fucked up. And it's like on a world scale. Like, now this is being, like, how much this is an issue now. Like, it's been like the past, like, 3 weeks since that episode aired or some shit like that. When she started getting mad attention for it.
Yeah, it's been about a month, maybe. A little less than a month.
About a month. Yeah, but like, you know, that is on a national scale, and those people who have the chance to interview her, it sounds like from what y'all said, because I didn't get a chance to see it. It's been a crazy ass week. Like, it's like they did the exact same fucking shit.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. Like, how it ain't like this. What Dave Chappelle, the white black bitch. Like, it ain't no shit like that. Like, you can tell this woman is actually of the race, and y'all still coming for her head.
Yeah.
I know I laughed at her feet, but that's just me. It's like, that's nuts. That is insanity at its finest. Yeah. And that was put on the airwaves. But not much has been done to clear it up. Yeah. Well, I applaud the shit out of her celebrity. That is a beautiful ass woman. But ain't nobody clearing the shit up, though. Like, ain't nobody telling motherfuckers this is wrong. This is fucked up. Why are we doing this to this woman? Because wasn't the dude who said change your hair, wasn't he a light-skinned motherfucker?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
I don't watch Love and Hill, but I've been seeing the clips and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you
He like a younger version of one of the niggas from the Beat Nuts.
Yeah, like, I mean, Psycho Les. Like, come on, dude, chill. That's crazy. It's man. Oh, racism itself, like, flabbergasts and boggles my mind. But that's just a fucking shame. That's all I can say on it. That's just a shame. But let's just keep making sure we teach our children, get our children books that teach them about themselves, so they're not getting torn out and keep their own goddamn sanity in this fucked up ass world.
Yeah, man.
That's about it, man. It's a very real thing. It's funny. It's funny to hear slaves talk about they're not going to be slaves.
Yeah, like,
shout out to Charlamagne.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the core of that shit.
Charlamagne, you're getting close, man. I love what you've done, but what you're doing, brother. Pete, go ahead, man.
Yeah, nah, but for real, it's, definition of ignorance is not knowing. So I mean, I can't judge. I don't know, cause like I'm kind of ignorant to the facts too. Like, obviously, I know about the whole, you know, light skin versus dark skin situation. That's because our people go through it too. You know, did I know that a actual Afro-Latina or Afro or Latina go through that? I mean, based off seeing the skin, maybe, but I didn't really pay attention to it. Because Spanish people don't fuck with us. Like Jay said, you know, if a Spanish chick bring a dude home to their parents, they don't flip their wig. You know, a lot of motherfuckers don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not hip to the whole situation over there. So, you know how DJ Envy and Charlamagne, they came on progressive as shit. That's true. But if they're ignorant to the fact, it is what it is. Because I'm ignorant to the fact too. I gotta learn about the slave trade through the canalways that you was talking about, Amir. That's some shit I'm not privy to. I gotta get up on it so I can put my son up on it. But that's no excuse to show you how you treat her. But I will. I might get backlash for this, whatever. I do question her motives, man. I can't trust anybody that's gonna fucking be on Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't about the revolution if you on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know. That's just what do you, Ma? I wish you the best. Get what you're trying to get. But shit. It's just, if anything, it put more light on the shit that we got to do as a people to handle first before we even think about taking over the world.
Pete, you were actually reading. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to say it before you mentioned. Before you got on and gave your perspective on it. But during the interview, I think they were questioning this. Something came up along the lines of, "Is Love and Hip Hop scripted?" And Amara said it's not. And immediately in my head, I'm saying that's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah. This shit don't just happen.
No.
That shit is scripted, yeah. Go ahead, my bad, Chuck.
No, she was like, well, it's not scripted. The producers say we can say what we want. That's a fucking lie. There's no way they putting all this fucking money into this shit. Millions and millions of people watching this motherfucking show, and they're going to let you know. There's a contract you have to sign, and there's some shit like, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't say this, but everything else is free range. That's common fucking sense. Like, we don't even have to do research or statistics for that shit. That's common. The name of the show, The Common Sense Experience. So when she said that shit, I was like, that's the only problem I had with her interview, was when she said that shit. I'm like, Amara, you fucking bullshit. That's a goddamn line, you know it.
Right. And I have no issue with that at all, because I know people that say, oh man, you said she was pretty. Now you, nigga, you simping? Is you simping or is you pimping? But Love and Hip Hop is obviously scripted though, and obviously it's laden with horrible amounts of booze on that fucking show, and we all know that. Shout out to the devil, Mona Scott. But as far as the topic, the reason why I was disappointed, it wasn't that they was going at her for what she loving hip hop. I had no problem with that. It's just the issue and what she was talking about and what she was brought there for. To be honest, was a very important issue, and I thought Charlamagne missed the boat. Now I did see, and I didn't go to that yet because I want to address the show itself and what was said in my own issues on it. But Charlamagne did give himself Donkey of the Day for how he addressed it, and I'm pretty sure he'll say something. I'll go ahead and say, all right, Charlamagne, good job, great job. But I think it was purposeful. Charlamagne is, first of all, he's far more intelligent than Envy. I don't expect too much from Envy. And then for what's her goofy name?
Angela Yee.
Why you call her goofy?
Oh God. Well, she just goes on there just to try to go ahead and try to get you to expose something. She's Charlamagne without the guts, because she tries to be sneaky with her shit. You know what I'm saying? No, but yeah, but she's very intelligent as well. She's just not as direct and straightforward as Charlamagne is, though. She'll say certain things, though, or make it seem like you said something that led to what she really was going to go ahead and go with anyways, though. But that's another topic for another day. But the reason why I say that about Charlamagne, because he knows. Charlamagne, they had one time the brother Tariq, even though he was on there with the white guy on this podcast on the show, which I'm sure Charlamagne is the one that got him on there, Tariq Nasheed. And so there's no way that Charlamagne doesn't know about these things and isn't aware. He was cooning. That's why I say he was cooning. This was somebody that I thought was just ignorant and didn't know. I would say, all right, but he knows. and he was trying to play her on the level of because of who she was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, she's not allowed to bring up this issue because of who she is, not what she's saying. And that's what I had a problem with. Because once we get to that point, then we lose our ability to go ahead and have real conversations with people regardless of what level they're on.
Right.
Doesn't matter the fuck she's from Love and Hip Hop. This issue exists.
Yeah.
It fucking exists. And it's real. This isn't make believe. She's not even talking about anything that's all Love and Hip Hop. Not talking about her relationship or who she's fucking or what is going on. She's talking about the issues that go on within South America. And you're making it seem like she has no validity in it, brother. To the world. The world listens to you. The whole fucking world. We're talking about it. Everyone listens to the goddamn Breakfast Club. You have a bigger responsibility. So if you're doing this and you're cooning, then you can't respect it. I'm not saying that, I'm done with Charlemagne forever and all that stuff, though, but brother, you really dropped the ball on that one. I don't expect much from Envy. First of all, I don't expect from anybody that names himself Envy.
Yeah.
And shout out to Minister Farrakhan for not saying his name. He was like, he would never say his name.
Brother.
This is crazy. You call you're a 40-something, right? You're a 40-something-year-old named Envy. Why are you envious of things when you got shit? And then if you call yourself envious or petty, if you live by that creed, I can't. No, I'm petty.
DJ Petty.
All right. You're not person. Yeah, all right. You cool over there. How you got balls and you call yourself Envy? But listen, I'm just saying. Ooh, I know.
Wow, boy.
Male shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait, right? But y'all gotta excuse me, man. I'm just saying. We say that. We say petty things. I say sometimes I'm just being petty though, but to live by that.
Yeah.
Okay. No. All right. Yeah. Where's your balls, brother? Do you have some? Do you have any balls? How do you have balls and call yourself Envy? But anyways, yeah, man. That's just my thoughts on it, man. People be aware of what's going on over the world. It's not just happening here in America. It's happening across there. Look at the word African diaspora, DIASPORA, and understand what happened in the transatlantic slave trade, man. Slavery just didn't happen here in America. In the books now, they won't even tell you that slavery happened here in America. All right. We've been on here for a while, though. But I so just real quick, I can go ahead and give y'all a response. So, what do y'all think about the Chinese government going and ratchet hip hop? Oh, if you go ahead and start, Pete, and then Chuck.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you. It was breaking up.
The Chinese government, let me go ahead and break it down, is banning ratchet hip hop. They're saying that offensive language and things of that nature, they're not with that. They're not with the meaning of women. They're not with that. And so that's not going to be on their stations. And I don't know how far they go as if, listening to it at your house or whatever, though. I don't know the depths, though, but I know as far as that, no. Nah, bro.
But that's a dictatorship, though, right?
Well, and again, that's when to kind of get your thoughts on that.
Oh, it isn't. Oh, I thought it was.
Do you think that's fair or foul? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's fair or foul?
Well, that's fucked up. Motherfuckers listen to what they want to listen to. Now, they talking about they going to be going for the meaning of women. Them motherfuckers, like, the abortion rate, once they find out it's a girl, is pretty high over there.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. So you would say there's some hypocrisy.
Yeah. I don't follow that mantra. That's fucked up. So that'd be my part. That's fucked up.
Okay. Chuck? Okay. All right. I like that, Chuck. Go. I like that. Yeah. Go ahead, Chief.
Oh man, I mean, there's so much shit that's happening over in China, man. Like even if they removed hip hop, like ratchet hip hop, like there's so much other shit that's going on that's fucked up. So like I don't know. I think there's other things that they can do to try and shift the consciousness of their country outside of banning hip hop music.
Well, it's not hip hop. Just hip hop.
Just the ratchet shit.
It's the now the reason why I say the fair foul thing isn't all right, the hypocrisy of it, because I think we can go to any country or any continent and and find that they're doing things that are wrong, and yet they have this other standard, and find hypocrisy in anything. But I think more or less, do you think that it's something maybe that we should, not as a country, we're never going to do that, but as we, especially as black people, with holding hip hop, go ahead and try to separate from as well? Because it's like they're saying, listen, we don't want this bullshit being said to our people, especially to our children.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely, I'm 100 for getting that bullshit off the airways, man. It's absolutely, it's crazy that some of this shit is even out, man. And people, you go on YouTube, these videos got 300 million fucking views, but then you got the conscious shit got 10,000 views, 50,000 views. But the ratchet,
that's big,
and that's big. Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's only like 2,000-3,000, brother.
Right. But then you got this ratchet shit. 21 Savages, who has Migos and shit at 300, 500 million views on YouTube. That's crazy, man. That's bigger than the U.S. fucking population alone. That's like everybody in motherfucking America watching that motherfucking video. Crazy, man.
You right, man? Yeah. Pete.
Kind of got a lot more shit to say about motherfucking ratchet music, man. Like Chuck said, how about the slave trade shit still exists out there overseas and all of that, and whatever, man. I ain't gonna get too deep into it, but I don't know. I'm not one to say the totally. I can't say no, because that's some creative shit. Believe it or not, motherfuckers is expressing themselves. Some people are legit with it. Some people are just gimmicks. You know what I mean? I'm sure Lil Pump It Up is a gimmick, but other motherfuckers that really come out and, this is how they talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one to shut down somebody's creative shit, but my thing is, it's not them. It's the fucking, it goes back to the media, bro. Like, more outlets need to be shown. You know what I'm saying? It need to be known that other music exists, you know what I mean? The radio stations is dying, you know what I mean? Remember how on fucking 93.7 you get all the bullshit, but then you had the college stations from Buck State, they played this shit. It was on the radio, you know what I mean? Like, more outlets need to be created for other music to be heard, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, because I don't really think, bullshit music existed even before these little fuckity fucks. You know what I'm saying? You still had the bullshit music. You know what I mean? Your mama on crack rock. Remember that shit?
Oh, you need to stop. That was my shit, though.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit already existed. You know what I mean? It's just the new wave. And so you just need other outlets to be shown. Like, Black Podcast Network and, JP Moore Green, you know what I mean? J Moore Music, websites and shit. Like, niggas need to we need our own way to let them know, like, is people spitting out here that's nasty with it, and there's good music out here being made. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Side-Eye the Prince, he finally got it. It took him a minute to crack through, but you hear it now. Big Crick album is one of the albums of the year. That shit should be Grammy nominated. Fucking period. And so it's just like, we need the outlets, man. We need the outlets at the end of the day. Fuck China though, they tripping. But get your own culture anyway. Stop stealing other people's shit. Maybe it is a good thing they took away. Maybe take away hip hop period and get your own shit. I don't know. Everybody's
let's be honest.
Let's
be honest. Asia took martial arts because I started in Africa. But listen, I don't like to go ahead and say the truth. But yeah, man. I agree with y'all on that. Yeah, man. Take care of your own shit. But I will say this though: China, Japan, and all these other places are places that are very much hold hip hop to a high standard, more than we do.
Yeah, very, very much so.
They travel. You can travel there. Trust me. It ain't nothing to see a De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, and few Schnickens goddamn concert in fucking China. These motherfuckers goddamn love hip hop, man. They love the essence of what it is, the breakdancing. The Jabberwockies was all Asian. Yeah, Wu-Tang. Excuse yeah. I'm glad you said that, Pete. So they love hip hop. I mean, matter of fact, Bija and Siebel. Hip hop to the death, man. And so they might look at it and say, "Whoa, you're mocking what we love." I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying they love hip hop. They don't like seeing hip hop mocked. For reason though. Watch Hidden Colors though. They know that a lot of the original Asians are look more like us than they look like the people on TV. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, they love hip hop, man. They love us. You probably have a 20 city tour with Diggable Planets in Asia. Sold out. Just off one album. Listen to all the albums and know all the words. Don't know anything else in English. Just Diggable Planets. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But it's crazy how much the world loves hip hop and we don't. It's like we've sold our souls for Gucci bags, red bottoms, and goddamn Jordans. But all right, man. All right. Let me go ahead and just get to it real quick. I'm just gonna go a little bit into sports. Not too long though. We've been doing this for a long while though, man. Stop. Back in conversation. So it is what it is. But what do you think? I know Pete, you're probably following more. And fellas, y'all might have know about it though. What do you think about the All-Star picks? What do you think about it?
LeBron versus Kyrie. He wants him back. I miss you. I'm talking to you, Kyrie. I miss you.
But he had 2 rings before he got with Kyrie. Oh. He had a 2. But
sorry, man.
I'm shitting on LeBron, man. I'm tired of you disrespectful Miami goddamn fans. Y'all. First of all, let me get on something with you real quick. Y'all didn't have no goddamn motherfucking legendary team. Y'all had one fucking ring. Bron got y'all 4 champions, brought y'all to 4 championships and got y'all 2 rings. Respect the king. Put some respect on that man's name. Respect.
December 30th.
Relax. It's okay.
Put some respect on his name, Pete. So y'all disrespectful. Miami fans are bougie. Y'all bougie as shit.
I know, man.
Y'all bougie as shit, man. God damn.
So the All-Star game, right? It should be a good one.
You know what? I didn't hear you shitting on LeBron though, because when you was trying to pick him all the time when we was playing 2K, when he was on Miami. But
oh man.
Soon as you left, you got the jokes. This guy. But you know what? That's fair enough, though. Sports is petty. Fuck it. Sports is petty.
You know.
Sports is petty,
Absolutely.
people. Listen, you ain't get petty. Be petty in your real life, but sports is petty. We're petty. We're petty. I hope Tom Brady breaks his ankle. Not his life. Just ankle. Just career ending. Nothing. The man's 40. Fuck it. But yeah, man. So you think the Cavs, man? You think they got a chance to go to the finals? No. It's over.
Hell no, man. Unless they make a move.
Yo, you heard about DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah, I saw it. That was crazy. I was watching the game, man. It's fucked up.
The last 12 seconds of the game?
It was like not even 12. Yeah, it was like that was crazy. He went for the rebound, and it didn't even look like he did anything. He just prayers up for him, man. That was crazy.
Shout out to the Pelicans too. Shout out to the Pelicans having to trade Anthony Davis to the Cavs. That's what's up. I mean, it's no point because DeMarcus Cousins ain't coming back. Yeah, then he's gonna be a free agent. So you gotta trade Anthony Davis. You gotta get what you can get because he's gone. Yeah, he's not gonna stay. He's gonna stay with fucking Eton Moore and Rajon Rondo. Are you out of your mind?
Right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so he's going. I ain't saying he's going to the Cavs though, but shit, he could. You know, he could, or he could come to the Rockets. I don't know. I'm just throwing places out.
Mm-hmm.
But getting to it, y'all. Without further fucking ado, I know usually I do, spill something here. You know what I'm saying though. I might have something after y'all go or whatever though. Look up something though, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all brothers, go ahead, man, and let's go ahead and spit these bars before we go ahead and close out the show. So do your thing, man.
Oh, drag on.
You go ahead and be amazing, brother.
Me?
Yeah.
Ready, set, go, nigga. Ooh, we got bars. Hey, man, listen. Shout out Tech 9, yo. Hey, really trying to find a fuck to get. No luck. Think I'm cashed out. Family first, no, fuck that. You Prince D's, you assed out. You square niggas, I'm a bike tie. Circle tight like a virgin. Got many flows, too many styles. Hey, P got the lock, so it's curtains. I see that the game is hurting. These white niggas bitter, I'm certain. The media too, cause all that they do is promote the whack shit, so you something. No lie, homie, this all facts. Too much of the fat cause heart attacks. Fake shit everywhere, what's real and what isn't. Don't be you is the message they giving. Goddamn, we living in the matrix. We outlaw being real, and I hate this. Nah, dog, see, it's time to fight back. It's more than one way to try to skin a cat, pussy. Swear to God, Jay, it's just like the Boomerang movie and the whole world strong, Jay, feeling like Kanye from 04. This world need music from J.P. Moore. Green will come when the ghosts take off. Until then, I offset every flow they on. Real niggas that do it for the culture. Touching our lanes to eradicate the vultures. Prop.
Damn.
Okay, I told y'all out there that this motherfucker was being a bit disingenuous, even though he was giving us love. He was also like, you know what? All right, next week. All right, niggas. All right, that was cool. That's cool, y'all. All right, that, you heard it too, right? See, all knows. We've been in the studio with you, nigga. We didn't know you for too long. That nigga was like, jeez.
Why I oughta?
Motivation, man. The motivation.
Yes, sir. Yes,
motivation.
Oh shit! That man is great right there.
My man P Prop, man. All right, go ahead, man.
Some shit you gotta learn at the forefront. I learned 5 times the background is what I want. Doing it first, gotta do it with words. Hurt to ask Mark Jackson, but will he concur? So this is what I prefer. With my back to the wall like I'm Trey. Running back for Ricky before the fall. Red hat, the curtain call, blue hat. MC8 bomb, furious style, fully functional for flipping for fees, fuck free. 106 in Park Police. But y'all still blame it on me. They still shooting kids in school, but y'all still pull me over right now with a bullshit excuse. Sometimes it's what the use. Black man, a slave nation, got a daughter, that's a queen, and I will face incarceration. Headbutt the walls in Attica, gotta make it dramatic like I'm Heartbreak Drake or Serena, just backhanded her. It's all how you handle it. Maya showed me the manuscript. Chuck showed me the game, Pete sewed it all together right now, and so it seems. A guard staying strong on the front lines. Sham guard crossover with words, snooping up lines. I got a dictionary drug, a haiku addiction, and I'm fiending to hit the plug. Webster Short Fuse, Emmanuel Lewis, fire off top, fire Marshall Bill Steel, handing out smoke detectors, D-Sec the D-Second-Cons, that Robert Stanford with all the bonds. Apologies, them shits with CD, certificate of a dawn is what I just received. My life I can't believe, but tequila helps me to breathe. Whiskey just whisked me in war speed, Star Trick the lemon I killed, nigga with the squeeze. Of needs, sometimes it's just hard to proceed. But I'm back like the ass on Amy Winehouse, straight shooter if you get it maneuver. See you later, midget, is all I hear as the car crashed. New Jersey driving, I'm wildin' until we all free, until we all see. Y'all tell me, nigga, who's the true kings. And now I watch them die out like the lighter from a fiend. My peoples, this shit is mean. My nigga, cheers to more green.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, y'all boys on fire today. Okay.
That's that Ill Street Blue shit, yo. Ill Street Blue shit. I dig it.
Man, what's the game, man? I promise y'all.
What you got over there, Meyer?
Huh?
No? Going out? Said you might. We're better
No. It was half written. I don't want to get half written. It would definitely, you know what I'm saying? No matter of fact, let me hold myself to it. I'll have 2 next week.
All right,
that's how it is.
Right. You can't take that shit back. That shit is on there. I'm not editing that shit out.
No. Matter of fact, nigga, don't just hold me to it. Post it on Facebook, nigga. I'm real about mine. The pen is mightier than the sword.
That nigga said, post it on Facebook, I'm real about mine. Nigga, this is I hold that standard up.
Don't make me fuck around and fucking do No, but man, listen. Yeah, I like that whiff with the whiskey. That was okay. All right, Chief. I see what y'all doing. Cheers to More Green. Cheers to JP More Green and P Prop. I like that. So you know what I'm saying though. So people have been asking me, even in my ear. I don't know. It's just me. We getting that album this? We getting that CD this? We getting that album this year? We getting that?
Yes. I say it wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Okay. They've been just asking me. They've been asking like, and I'm like, so I'm just asking y'all. Not to be petty, because you know we don't live in that world. But I'm being petty. I gotta ask y'all, man, though. But you know, I'm gonna give my closing words though. As always, God loves y'all, really tolerates y'all though. Look out though, man, and we got a lot of shit going though, man. I'll be creating a GoFundMe page, y'all, out there, because I want to go ahead and get this movie script I got written. I'm not gonna give the name, but got a movie script that I got. So for y'all that support me, man, got a GoFundMe page that'll be up. Obviously, we put our own dues, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that popping. Though it's been long overdue, and it's time. It's time to get it going. Just sitting here collecting dust, and so yeah, man. Got a few movie scripts I wrote, but
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Shout out to the Writers Guild.
Yeah. Shout out Writers Guild of America East. So out to y'all though, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get that shit popping though, for real, man. Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna read. So I'm reading a book right now by Naeem Akbar. I know that. So I read it before, but I just reading a passage today, and I'm gonna just read a small portion of it. It's really small. It's really short, and it kind of highlights some of the shit that we talked about on today's show, particularly with the Amara interview on the Breakfast Club. So this is something that Dr. Carter G. Woodson wrote, and I believe it was in his book, The Miseducation of the Negro. I think that's the title of it. So he goes, starting after the Civil War, the opponents of freedom and social justice decided to work out a program which would enslave the Negro's mind inasmuch as the freedom of body had to be conceded. It was well understood that if by teaching a history, the white man, it was understood that if by teaching of history, the white man could further be assured of his superiority, and the Negro could be made to feel that he has always been a failure, and that the subjection of his will to some other race is necessary, the freedman then would still be a slave. Right. So it goes back to what we said earlier about as far as education. Right. We have to educate our children because they're not doing it inside of the school system. It's not being done. So we have to take responsibility, and not just our own kids. When we say our kids, talking about in general, like the black population. Like we have to take responsibility for that, because these are the kids that are going to be running the world in 20 or 30 or 40 years. And based off the knowledge that they're acquiring now will determine the philosophy that they develop when they become adults. So that's my piece. Again, Black Podcasters Network. As always, I enjoy recording the show with y'all brothers, man.
Right back at you, brother.
Yo, great show today, man. Always dope. I'm going to just say, hey, niggas is coming out of these shells and doing what they supposed to do. We realizing we only got one life to live. So if you with us, great. If you praying for us, cool. If you praying on us, shit, man. Thanks for the motivation. Hey, Two Fingers means peace. We'll see y'all next week. We out.
Yeah, easy.